Hey y'all, Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart readings. We're going to do a little live pick a card reading here, and it will be posted afterwards if all goes well. I do have a newborn in the house, so if she needs me, might have to hop off. So we'll see. This is a Where Your Real Friends At. So it's inspired by this quote here. To travel further on my path of personal growth, I call on ways for help. So we're going to try to differentiate if you have things going on right now, who's being your real friend, really supportive, spiritually aligned with you and has your best in mind, and who are the people who are, just hating, or they're slipping away, your vibrations are changing, they're actually not wishing the best for you for now, that kind of thing. But with the focus being on who's in your corner, who's home slice right now. All right, I have the lights dimmed a little low. Hopefully that's okay. We're working with 4:30 in the morning, so let's get to it. So go ahead and as I talk and explain, feel free to start vibing into your pile. We're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I didn't fail to put stones on them today. We are working with these decks here. We have the Starlight Illuminated Tarot, the Miracles Now Oracle cards, which is where the quote comes from, the Oracle of the Unicorns, Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards, and the Line Strider Tarot. All right. So you can pick, a pile for different people. It is going to be overall, though. There's quite a bit of cards in here. There's like 4 from the one tarot, 2 or 3 from the line straighter. A lot of cards want to come out. So one should be sufficient to see your whole situation. All right. So giving you guys some time to go ahead and pick your deck. Feel free to pause it and zoom in more. At the end, as you can see over here, I do have some cards. We will go over, for everybody that came to this reading, the overall energy and kind of the subconscious energy going on. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get into it. For deck number 1 over here, or pile number 1, so this card here is your intro and energy of what to focus on in your personal relationships. And this is actually a relationship card. So relationships are assignments for optimal growth and healing. So those of you who are really going through it right now, your particular relationships are reflecting back to you specific lessons that you need to do or assignments you need to accomplish. So that being the case, there might be certain things that once you accomplish learning something, or you have helped someone else learn something, or you've just had a particular interaction that you need, that relationship may no longer be necessary. Yes, and you might also, so for instance, you might with someone on a certain level, and then you guys grow very quickly. One or the other of you grows very quickly, because that is the point of the relationship. But whether that can sustain or not, remains to be seen, okay? And there's healing that needs to be. I'm feeling like if you keep having certain people come around and you're like, yeah, but they keep coming, it's because there's healing that needs to happen that hasn't happened yet. And that's why you guys keep bumping into each other like bumper cars. All right, now these cards here, these 4, are to give us insight over who is the friend and who is the foe. All right, who you can trust and who you cannot. All right. All right, so for you, closeness, yeah, most of your connections that are coming are meant to unburden you and for you to find wisdom in at this time. So it is meant for you to drop your guard to a certain extent, because you have to have these experiences. You have to, you know, come together. To certain people need to forgive you, you need to forgive them. Certain people, you need to stand up to them, or they need to stand up to you. Different things like that. It's very, very task oriented. And so right now, kind of you're your own best friend. We do have the energy of Virgo, so I'm going to give a lot of signs, very specific for this one. I'm not as general. In particular signs that could be difficult for you to deal with right now are Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn. But overall, you really are in your own corner right now for the most part. You might have a few elders that you can look to, or a good Virgo who's, and it could be their sun, moon, or rising. Probably going to be their sun sign with this reading that you can lean on. You're looking at healing things with finance, things from childhood and past lives, and things where others have blocked your freedom or not let you exhibit, your strengths and growth. All right, so who is your home slice, if there is one? Who's your ride or die big homie? Let's see here. All right, so we do have an Aquarius. So if you have a Virgo or an Aquarius in your life, those are going to be the ones who are really, really strong. Could be another air sign, but it's really looking more like an Aquarius. And this person could have even lived with you at some point or offered your home. Maybe when you go through things, they say, hey, you know, you could always stay with me. Or you've done that to them or vice versa. This is, you could have actually started like a business or partnership or something with this person, or they really celebrate your work and help, you know, encourage you to be like an entrepreneur of some case. And this could be someone that you dated briefly, but they're like a friend or a friend you just started dating. But they really have your back. They really kind of analyze everything. They can have detachment and give space in your relationship for you. And they really like to encourage you to like live life and have fun. All right, so some of the medicine or lessons that you're learning is completion. So this is a very, actually, I did shuffle very thoroughly as well, and I didn't look ahead for these ones, so it's all for the first time for me. Completion. So yeah, a lot of people, I would say the biggest thing for you is to let go, let go, let go. Because there are very few people, you know, you have very solitary signs, even the people that are in your zone, you might be like, I don't even know people of those signs. So it could be someone that, you know, an Aquarius you used to know, or it could be someone through the internet that you only communicate, you know, and so it's like they're in another country and you haven't even talked to them for years, but they are someone who is always wishing you the best for some of you. And the same with this energy. So even you have a couple people that really always have your best at hand. They stay detached. They let you handle your business. They give you some wisdom. They're there when you come to them. And they're very similar, you know, they're very similar. They kind of stay in their own space, stay in their own lane, but you really need that right now. So whoever's swerving all over and doing too much, like they're not the people for you right now. Whoever is draining your finances, whoever is kind of throwing psychological games or stuff from the past, bringing that up, and wherever there's muddy emotions that you don't know what's going on, they're not your ace right now. So completion. Doesn't mean it's easy. You know, we see some grief. It's hard to do. Yes, and I feel like you guys are very guided in spirit though. I feel like that elder energy, or you know, it's showing me kind of from childhood or from past lives, or you know, so that could be someone else's previous life. So even if you didn't get to meet them, I feel like you have grandparents or great grandparents or whoever that are very you know, aunties or uncles. There could be a strong uncle energy for some of you who really are caretaking and watching over you. So yeah, the biggest thing is to release. Let's see your overall advice card. Abundance. This is from the Oracle of the Unicorns. It says, enjoy the beauty of life. Your supply is unlimited. Blessings are coming towards you or to you. Which is even better than just towards you. So you have that there. I do see some of you were very overwhelmed and overburdened with things, and you're trying to come out of that. And I think you're doing a good job coming out of that. A little stuck in the nostalgia and the feels. And some of you are either getting over hoarding things so much and not just having a healthy savings, or some of you are just doing that too much and very scroogey. So you have to find the balance with that. And you guys are. You're working on it. So it's all about growth, healing, and abundance. And there will be some solitary time, but just know it's not like you're cursed, like you can't have friends. I think the reason you have this reading is to show you you're working on something. Like you'll come out of it. You do have strong people, but they're very, you know, they give you your space. Their way of loving is to give you space. So you have to look for them and remember and reconnect to them. And you do have abundance coming in, and you do have healing that wants to come in. All right. So keep doing it. You're kind of vibing up in different vibrations. You're dropping a lot of shit. You're dropping so many burdens. You're dropping so many mistakes, so much pain. Like some of you carried so much pain from early childhood and stuff, and those people got to go. They really, really do. And you will, you know, you have a strong backbone now, and you're calling in people who are going to be much more respectful, people who are going to add to your vibration, people who are going to be nurturing and healing, and a little different. You know, I see them being different than you, but very good for you and very accepting and embracing of you as you grow. People who can grow with you as you are kind of rolling through life, and that's who to look for right now. Okay. All right. So that is number one. Number two, I'm like trying to get all these cards with one hand. I need to get a little tripod thing, y'all. Alrighty. So that could be for you. For those of you who chose pile number 2 as a drop one, oh Lord. Okay, I dropped the Ace of Swords. So for some of you, you might be dropping the ball in communication, not communicating thoroughly enough with your friends. And look, I'm so bad with that, you guys. I get on a roll and I do very good, and then I will like get off social media and everything and shut it down for like 6 months or a year. Like it's it's bad. So make sure to stay in communication if you want to maintain your friendships. So I release my need to be perfect and I center into my commitment to serve the world more love. So here is your energy going into your relationships to release that anxiety-ridden feeling of having to be perfect in order to commit to friends and loved ones, in order to be of service, in order to share who you are and the gifts that you have. You have to release that need to be perfect and to expect them to be perfect. All right. Some people's service looks mighty different than others, right? All right. So friends and foes, what's going on here? All right. I definitely see. Okay. Yes. Oh no. Pisces, you could be getting in your own way and not being a good friend to yourself at this time. So, I'm seeing you have some positive air signs around you and some that are not, that are really, really petty. I do see you guys having a tough time in your friendship sphere. A lot of, it's like togetherness, but togetherness to be catty. There's definitely like a mean girls kind of vibe. Cancers and Pisces are not really on you got your friend, backup support kind of level right now. We have the High Priestess and the Moon that both relate to Pisces, and the Moon can be Cancer as well. Some people subscribe the High Priestess to Cancer as well. So there can definitely be a supreme lack of intuition, of compassion, of love, and of spirituality in your friendships right now. And the reason being like, oh, well, we're just being logical, or that's the way the social world works. Like, this just feels very like just catty, I don't know, Kardashian-ish or something. So I do feel like there could be Aquarians you're dealing with that aren't positive at this time. Libras, Geminis, it could be any air sign really. It could be kind of a little cackle of them when they all sync up and, have a little click going. So but there is an air sign who's doing well. It's saying that you need to speak up, you need to tell people what you know, and you need to have good communication. The friends that you can straight tell the truth and you don't have to worry about it, those are the ones that you know you can trust. But they're not the ones who are doing it to listen and go tell someone else. The key to your relationships is really getting your intuition on point. Your intuition and your self-esteem and your confidence and your spiritual discernment right now is completely off, and part of it is because you're searching for this perfection and this idea of how everyone's supposed to look and act and this and that. So you're getting friends who are looking and acting and carrying on a certain way but are very not pretty on the inside. They're not being pretty on the inside, and so that is what's getting in the way. So you have to loosen that up. You have to start speaking different things into the universe of what you want. You need to start talking to those friends differently. You need to open up who you're communicating with, people who you can actually show like your true feelings to, because you need that sounding board to know how you're really feeling, to know how you're really growing with others. And if every time you get shut down, it's like your throat chakra shut down, so your third eye and your crown are too. Like it flows, and yours isn't flowing; it's blocked. So I'd really look out for friends who are treating that way. Now, who is your big homie, your ride or die? Look at Ace of Swords twice. Okay, so you guys definitely have a strong, and Five of Swords again. Oh my goodness, I did not plan that or do that, guys. So it's definitely repeating. Whoever these, set of air signs in here, I feel like it could be sun, moon, or rising, that are carrying on this way. It's like you need to separate from them. You got to separate from them. And I do feel like there is, good, truthful that you can connect with, but it's not all of them. It's not all. So there might be one in the group that you can connect with, or it might be someone who's been telling you about how they are that you can really connect with. And that, again, they can also be an air sign, but the rest of them, it's just not good. And some of them that might be taking down water signs and cutting down water signs. All right, so your medicine here, grief, the heart chakra. So it's kind of that, let it burn kind of feeling. It can be very difficult to move away from a negative and to have to dissociate from them and to, stand up to them and reclaim your voice. And that's a huge thing now. It's like you have to reclaim your voice and speak forward what you really want and what you're really needing. And your good friend is going to really listen to that and connect with that and be present in that. All right, your medicine here, your advice is passion. Oops, I don't know if I can get it to focus. Do what excites you. Get fired up about your life. Increase your energy levels. So all of this was really draining your levels. Here we go. Here's your advice. Fire signs are really connecting with you. Those who let you be bold and fiery. So you might be like, I don't know, it's not really my style. But those who, like, that's what you need right now. You need like that Aries energy that's going to be like, you know what, you better, tell them to fuck off. You better, put your boundaries up. You need that energy. You might feel like, whoa, I don't know, because you've been really trying not to rock the boat. You've been trying to just, cut away every part of yourself in order to fit in and to make things work. But that's what you need right now is you need that sharp tongue. You need that passion. You need that clarity of who you are to really burn through. And those, like, that's who is your ace right now, is people who let you do that, people who walk their life that way, and they're just blunt, truthful, upfront, no games. And it's not like they're being truthful as a gimmick, and they're still being messy socially, and they're still like kind of like a little social manipulator bully. Not that kind of person, but the person who's just like genuine. Like, this is who I am, this is what it is, here's your truth, here's mine. Okay, cool. All right. So yes, I know you got a lot of going on socially, but I hope that helps and give you and drop those people who are being toxic. It could also be a good idea to cut back on a lot of your social medias and maybe get it down to one that you really interact on, things of that nature. And I felt to put an amethyst on there, and it's like a pretty sliced amethyst. All right, so that's yours. Number 3, dissolve all boundaries with love. All right, so immediately I'm getting that some of you might be putting people into categories like, this is how much I can love my friends, or this person's friend zoned, or this person, like, you have very distinctive ways of viewing how you can love your friends, how your friends can love you. You might have rules about, hugging, or, who can spend the night, or just like very specific about how friendships are, expecting too much or not enough from your friendships. I'm gonna put this down so I can plug my phone in, but I'm gonna keep talking. So let's back and crop it. All right. So the thing is to allow yourself to open up and to be more like fluid with your love when it comes to friendships, and to allow yourself to accept like kind of like different dynamics that you didn't expect. Some of you are going to have friends that are like family, and you might be like, it might get confusing to you, like, wait, are we friends, are we family, or are we lovers, are we friends? It's okay to kind of cross those boundaries sometimes, and to ebb and out of that, in and out of that. You're friends, you guys dated, now you're friends again, and it's okay. Like, as long as things are feeling safe and organic, it's really okay to do that. So this is a big thing for you guys, and it's very Aquarian in energy. All right. Ooh, we got a lot of good energy. Oh, okay. And then I see warnings with Aquarian energy. Okay, let's see what this is. Let's suss it out. Okay, so we have Aries looking good, Sag looking good, water signs looking good for you. We do have concerns with an Aquarian energy here, but this is where, so you might have had somebody in the past that you guys weren't good as lovers. Like, you just were not good as lovers, and you hurt each other. There could have been cheating or lying, or just like there just couldn't be commitment. Like, you guys could not make it work dating each other, but like, you genuinely love each other. And if there's forgiveness there, it's like you guys can be like phenomenal friends. But the concept of that is just mind-blowing, and you don't know if that's something that you want to do. So for some, not all, I would say that it is okay to heal that and to keep that love that is available there, because you kind of knew when you did it that you both knew that it wasn't the right type of relationship, but because you cared so much about each other, it was almost like, well, if we care this much, we have to date. That's what society says. So that it's really asking you to make sure that you are including others and being friends with others, even if you love them more than some people love their spouse. It is okay to love your friends that much. It doesn't mean you have to date them or damage the relationship, because that can cause cheating and lying and all this stuff to come in if you're not meant to date that person, you know? So we have soulmates that are friends. We can love friends way deeper than we love, a variety of other people in our lives. So for some of you, it will be important to mend that with a friendship that you try, a friend that you try to date, and to take that back. Okay. Some of you, if they're just, as a person, they were lying, cheating, deceitful, like they just, it wasn't about the dynamics between you guys. It was about them as a person just being awful, and discovering that, they're out. They're out. So Aquarians is kind of yes and no, depending on your particular Aquarian. Water signs, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Aries look really good. I see a load, a ton of new friends coming into you guys. And when it talks about boundaries, we have travel coming up. If you have the opportunity to travel, study abroad, things of that nature, open up your boundaries and start being friends with people of different cultures. That's going to open your heart like you never imagined. And you might even find love, true, beautiful, beautiful love, through that relationship, that starts as friendship with somebody who is quite different than you. So spiritual beliefs, uh, lands, countries, races, whatever. Okay. I see very good luck and good fortune like this together. See, you have someone who is trying to break it there, right? So you got to cut out that vibration of whoever that cheater was, or if you've been helping out of relationships, just don't get in them if they're, if you know they're not up to snuff, because when you take that out, you have good luck and fortune and fate right with the love of all time with these friends who could also be business partners. Like all your relationships basically get like amazing when you take that energy out. And that's great. I see some of you doing businesses with your friends, and that looks really, really good if you've been thinking about that. All right, moving forward with them. Artistic ventures look very good with your friends. You just have a ton of really awesome, jovial, excited, passionate, heart loving friends. So, kind of the ones who have infiltrated and, are trying to hide under your guys' beautiful energy and glamour. It's like, that. You know who they are. Be bold with kicking them out, because if you do that, then it's safe to be without boundaries within your relationship and your social circles. Okay, it's only when there's untrustworthy people that you have to have all these walls in relationships. So remember that if someone's making you put up a wall, they might not be a trustworthy person. Oh my gosh, you guys, I swear I didn't do this. Three of Wands again. So definitely you have at least three super good friends. This is your, these are the people who are your ride or die. These are your big homies. You have a Virgo also coming in, and you being your own best friend, which is really amazing. You might also have like a mother figure or grandmother figure, someone who is just like your bestie. It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter that you're a millennial and they're, baby boomer or whatever. But I definitely see some of you are really in tight with your siblings too, like just thick as thieves with your siblings, and that's really great and really beautiful. So I see more friends coming in. It looks really, really great. Okay. Some of your medicine discovery, look at how beautiful that is. The Three of Wands is so discovery. So you guys are meant to really just keep opening your heart and meeting new, I feel like you're meeting people in groups, you're meeting whole cliques of people, and it's beautiful. And you have all these different sides of yourself that you're exploring, and it's like you're like, oh my gosh, I never thought I'd meet, five other people who love doing pottery. I never thought I'd meet five other people who are also interested in speaking, this dead language or whatever it is. Like you're just connecting with people, and you're connecting yourself, and you're meeting new soul contracts. All right, this is new. So be open to that. Everyone doesn't have to be an ancient soulmate that you've been married to and the mother of and been besties for 13 different lifetimes or more. This is new people you're meeting, new souls, and it feels amazing. It feels exciting. It's going to be a little bit precarious feeling. Sometimes you're going to have to take a step back and reassess and learn information. Not all of these relationships are going to be long term, but they're all going to be deeply, deeply making an impact on your heart and on your spirit. And your advice, intuition. Beautiful. Let's see. It's so hard to get these ones to focus because the gloss. I'll just read it up here. Listen to the whispers of your heart. Use divination tools to help you decide. Trust your intuition no matter what. So, as you're going to meet people and you're having things with your friends, continue to do your spiritual divination. And most of all, listen to your spirit. Listen to what you know is true, because your instincts are going to be very pure and very on point. Okay? So beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, and I feel to grab the pink opal for you guys to put on yours. So number 4, happiness is a choice I make. All right. So some of you might be like, how do people just walk around happy and just have friends? Like, what do friends even do? Like, how do I even, or why, like, okay, I go out with my friends and then I'm the sullen one in the corner, not amused by things. How do I just sit here and be happy about trivial things? Happiness is a choice I make. Look at all that happy, juicy energy. Like, just deciding that life is great and life is grand, and that, you have humor yourself and everything is exciting. It's good to open up to the idea of being happy. All right. So let's take a look at your supporters and foes. So water signs not looking as good. Again, Pisces. Look, you know what? It's the male Pisces. I knew it. See, it's not me, y'all. It's not, the energy's not meshing right now with the water signs for you. And you know what? When it comes up as like foes, it doesn't mean that they're necessarily bad. It just means that whatever vibrational levels are going on with you two, it's not clicking right now. So they're not vibing your stuff, you're not vibing their stuff, is basically it. Sometimes you might know a particular situation if it's a little worse, and maybe it's just that they can't believe in you right now, you can't believe in them right now. Libra looks good. We have strong Libra energy. Some of you, again, there's that theme of some of you being friends with your ex. Being friends with children is very beautiful right now. We have Capricorn and we have Taurus energy here. And some of you, I feel like someone who's helped you. So it could be like a counselor or someone you've worked for or someone you volunteered with, but they were like your director or your boss that now you're becoming friends with. And it's like a strange dynamic where you didn't think that would occur. Or maybe you're their boss or their director, or you've been counseling them, or you read their cards or something. But now you guys are becoming friends, and you're just, this is really about you guys learning that there's different types of reciprocity in relationships. So it's not always about like all the emotional feelings. Sometimes it's about who helps who, but in different ways. I do feel like you are in a place where you're wanting and receiving like gifts and help and interaction from your friends, and a lot of support, those who don't mind aiding you in the tough times, and that you are also wanting to do that for others. You also have friends that are like, your friends are very earth and air, so they're very logical, very realistic, very no nonsense, very like present in this world, like let's figure stuff out. How's your life? Get on the ground. This can be a little bit opportunistic in some ways. So you might, have some friends that like everyone else is like, man, they're ruthless, they're heartless, like geez, like shoot, you guys. But it's not that you're not kind. We have here that you do care about if others are okay, but just going through a phase, or just that's how you guys are, where you just want people to be doing well. You want them to like, okay, here's how you get fit, here's how you get paid, here's how you get that car you need, this is how you get your home set up, that kind of thing. So people who are more water signish or even fire signish, more reckless and dreamy and all over the place, is not what you're really looking for right now. I feel like you've really turned your back on that. And some of your friends are the same way, that they've done that. And so you guys have to readjust and see who you're still connecting with and who you're not. I feel like there's someone new who's there with you that you haven't known too long, probably an earth sign, but that they're always there helping you out. They go pick up stuff for you, or they give you rides, or you guys help take care of each other's kids. Very physical taking care of that's going on. They bring you lunch at work and y'all eat together and stuff or whatever. And that looks like a good relationship. It looks like that you're seeing that you can physically have a relationship where you can rely on somebody and have like actual physical tangible results instead of just feelings and, you know, online communication kind of thing. But remember, it says happiness is a choice I make. So this can get very serious, and this can get very you do for me, so I do for you, and very routine. So make sure that you're also having, you know, kindness with this advice, kindness with these gifts, and not just now you're connecting with these people because it's beneficial to do so. Okay? So who are your red dies? Let's see. We have the Knight of Wands running through there. All right, so you will have like a circling of like fire signs that come through, particularly Sagittarius, maybe Aries energy I'm getting, and they'll kind of keep things alive. These aren't long-term relationships, but they'll be exciting and they'll rush through to remind you to stay happy, to stay, you know, transitioning, to stay growing and not to get too stagnant. So try to honor them and respect them when these people come through. And if you have a friend like that and you're probably like, oh, I'm about ready to kick them out. Like, I'm so tired of them. They drive me crazy. They're unpredictable. They're moody. Like, they're, you know, one minute they're in Europe, the next minute they're here, or they're just all over the place. They're meant to be there to be a mover and shaker for you. They're meant, like, that's who they are. It doesn't mean they're bad just because your other friends are just like 24/7. You guys have the exact same routine. You message each other at 7:15. You have lunch at this time. You go to every friggin', you know, dinner 3 times a week. You know, just because people are different doesn't mean that they're not reliable and that they don't care. So I feel like this person actually cares about you a lot, and they're very reliable in your life. So pay attention to that. Then we have Capricorn energy. So this person has your back. This person's a hot mess though. Their life might be drama, or they're just very stuck in ruts. They might be in a relationship that you hate. Like, you hate the relationship they're in. This is saying they're worth holding on to. So try not to give up on them, but be aware that they are, whatever are their vices that you are aware of, especially if you guys shared a similar vice, just be aware that like they're not changing soon on that, and you want to make sure not to get caught up in that. But very strong Capricorn and Sagittarius energy here. Your medicine, things to work on, vanity. Yeah, there's a very physical money, 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 or, you know, body, body, body kind of energy that's going on here. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with connecting to those things. But if you're to the point that you're like, man, unless you take me to Sephora, you can't be my friend, you might want to reanalyze that and try to find balance with this card. This story on this card is actually saying that like these people were like at a party or something, and this guy comes up and is, I guess, testing if they're friends. I'm just paraphrasing, I've read it once, I think, but like seeing if they're friends, and he puts them in an emergency situation. So this room starts filling up with water to see would they have what it takes, the resources to get out of it. And so that's what I'm getting with this, is make sure that you hold on. Like, you might, this reminds me of like Tiffany Haddish. Do you know her from Girls Trip, the one who's like loud and cracking jokes and just, she's just extra, where it's just like to the point where like both in different ways, like both of these, and you're just like, oh my gosh, like I don't have time for your happiness and your cheesiness, and you know, you're a mess, like you embarrass me, I don't want to be around you. But I think that those are the people who are actually like, you know, they're the real money in your corner, who are going to be down for you. Or maybe there's someone who you feel is burdensome, like you have to go and you feel like you have to be too responsible for them, and they remind you of a past that you don't have to think about. But it's not, they're not the problem that's wrong though. It's just the stuff that comes with remembering them. You guys have been through a lot together. So this is saying, you know, don't give up everything for the glitz and glam and vanity. It's not that you can't have those things and have those amazing relationships where you're getting gifts and going out to eat and stuff. It's just making sure that you also are having loyalty and having, you know, fun and freshness and not being stagnant. Okay. And then leadership, and this is why, yeah, you got to take that initiative and keep growing and not just get stagnant because you fit into the crew now. All right, so step into your leadership, share your message, inspire and empower others. Look at how gorgeous that is. So you need those people who believe big picture in you like that and let your heart grow like that. So remember that, you know, and find balance. And that's what this is. You'll find balance with it, of having both. All right, you can get paid. All right, and be a little bougie and still be a good person, okay? All right. So, and the card that or the stone I'm thinking for you guys is a black moonstone. That's what I feel to put on your reading. Number 5. life? Sleep is a spiritual practice. So y'all need friends who actually go to bed, okay? Who are not up 24/7, who aren't like anxiety ridden basket cases, who aren't on some stuff and just up all the time. People who respect your sleep. People, you know what this is? This is you need friends. And you need to be this way to your friends, that you're not, it's not a competition of who's doing the most and who's staying busy for the sake of being busy. And you know, like if your friend can work from home and be able to sleep half the day and then still, do all the good things that they need to do the rest of the day, or that night or whatever, that you honor it, that you're not just like being on people just to keep them on the edge, just to keep going. You need people who honor rest and relaxation and taking care of themselves and things of that nature, and you need friends who honor that in you. All right, let's see your friends and foes here. I feel like you have a lot of options, some of them stronger than others. All right, and you okay, so some of you are kind of very disillusioned with like celebrity kind of energy. So there's a few different things. I see really good soulmate relationships. I see very much focusing on a future partner, or like what you want your spouse to be or something of that, which has its goods and bads. And then I see idealizing very specific like look and feel of what a relationship should be. Leos are not too big for you right now, or there's energy that needs to work because that vibration isn't syncing up. Taurus, Cancer, and Scorpio are looking very good for supportive friends. All right. Yeah. So water signs. I feel like Taurus or Capricorn. Leo and Aries, not as much. Pisces looks good over here with the sleep stuff. Okay. So yeah, because I feel like there's some fire signs you've been dealing with who have very big ego issues. They're very much out for themselves right now. They want to make it big. They want to make it to the top. They want to make it to be seen, and that's not. You're missing some loyalty there when it comes to trying to make it feel like family. Like yes, definitely, you're someone who could be like married to your friends. You could put your friends are like your family. Your friends are like your spouse. Your friends are, like your boyfriend, and you need to be friends also with your spouse and with your boyfriend. Like you need to have it all, and you don't really like having to choose, and you're being feeling like you have to choose lately. And I feel like you have at least one friend, could be a Scorpio, who really pushes you to have to define different things, or it could be this fire sign who is just not letting you be both friends and family, or friends and lovers, or kind of mix it up, and not letting you not really honoring your pace of life and how you do things. They're kind of pedal to the metal about everything, and they might have some beef with some of the earth signs around, or the earth signs could have beef with the fire signs or something like that. That's kind of getting in the mix there. They definitely, if you're wondering why a fire sign friend is acting like that, they could be jealous of your love life. They could be jealous of your comfort level, like your stability or your spouse, and that's why things are going a little amiss. But I see gorgeous, beautiful relationships that you're able to have, really heart to heart with others, really able to build up a strong foundation and have friends that they're going to be around forever. They really are. So I see you've gone through a lot of different people. You might be like, do I have like, you have a few good friends, but sometimes you have so many acquaintances around, you wonder about it. But the thing is, you have a lot of good acquaintances around too, and there are people who can be very deep too. It's not so shallow. Like you have to kind of know what your exact angle, like what your guys' connection is. They're not like friends that, like for instance, you might not be seeing a lot of feedback on social media. So you feel like, they're all just empty acquaintances. But that's not true. The reason you don't see a lot of feedback on every post is because you have certain friends that are connected to you at certain points. Some of them are foodies too. Some of them are activists too. Some of them, so they're not all like all the exact same thing that you are, but they're loyal and they care for the connection that they have with you, and they care about you. So I would say it's a good time to be not to don't do like a drastic clean through, get all upset like, oh, I'm not getting likes, I'm gonna kick everyone off my Facebook, or I'm gonna make a big rant on my social media about how nobody cares. No, that's not true. They really do. But watch out for these fire signs, some very egotistical people who they're very jealous about you getting ahead or you being the top kind of person. Oh, this line strider gave up 3. Tower. Yeah, so Aries. Aries is a precarious a precarious energy for you right now. You might have a few Aries who inspire you. See, we have Aries and Leo. See, Aries, they're a gamble. But then we have the Five of Pentacles. I feel like some of you really, really love an Aries or we have Taurus, Aries, and Leo, the same cards that were there. Yeah. So I think you're going to have, I think this is what it is. You're going to have a tough time with some of these signs right here. And eventually you guys are going to be good. But right now, they're having ego issues. Maybe they don't respect you when you're doing bad. They're really trying to climb ranks high on your own back, or if you've been doing that to them. They see that this is their one time to make it. It could literally be them thinking they have a big break in the entertainment world or in a job or in the family or something. Like they're climbing. And I think right now, until they get their head straight, until they kind of hit and fall on their butt, that they might not, and then they're going to come back around, right? And some of them could be they're caught up with their children, or you had children now, and so there could be something like that. As you're creating your families, there's space that's happening. I do feel like though, things coming back around, especially if there's water sign involved, someone has Taurus in their chart or Capricorn, I think it'll come back around and help heal that up. There could be where you have like one good Aries and one bad Aries, and this could be sun, moon, or rising, mostly sun and moon, I think, for a lot of these signs, or, one good Taurus, one bad Taurus, and they're kind of negatively influencing each other, things of that nature, okay? But I do see really beautiful energy. You will have a Leo that really loves you a lot, or Leo moon maybe too. And you will have a Taurus moon come back around definitely. And yeah, I'm feeling a lot of moon energy. So Aries, Leo, Taurus moons, or sun signs could be coming back around, or you'll have one who's strong when the other one's being all wonky. That's why we have bittersweet. Okay, that goes, that makes sense. So it's bittersweet medicine, right? Because you're getting both sides of the coin of this person. Like, the sweetness and the love that's there. You have the doves there. When, peace is there with these people, how amazing they are, how beautiful your relationship is, how creative and intuitive and connected. Look at all these third eyes, chakra, crown chakra, throat chakra colors, right? But when they're bitter, it was India Ari, she said, nobody can hurt you like your kin. Those who are kin to your heart, like your friends, some of these are your actual family members too, with these cards coming up. Or your lovers, or but they're like your best friend. And so when they go bitter, oh, it's the bitterest root, but this card is showing you the medicine. So you have to remember that about them. You have to remember that about them. Some of you just had a birthday, or they had a birthday recently or coming up. And they have growth to do, is what that is. We grow throughout our birthdays. We grow throughout our years. And they're going to get it right. They'll get it right. But it's going to take them a while. So don't hurt yourself while that's happening. Now, if you're the one who's doing this, be aware and remember how you do this. Know your habits. And be gentle with the other parties, and be loving with them, and give yourself space to do this instead of taking it out on them and making them be your growth. Because when you're on your crutches, you're going to come back to them. Flow. Okay, I'll just read it over here. Find an easier path forward. Surrender the outcome. Release your expectations. So yes, very inharmonious. Just give into the flow. So you don't have to be hard. You don't have to, if you're a water sign, you don't have to close that energy down, or anybody. You don't have to close down your carrying energy, your moon energy, and your astrology chart or whatever. But it's like, find an easier path. Like, these are very stubborn people, especially if they are these specific signs. Capricorn, Taurus, Leo, Aries, stubborn as hell. So it's like, don't try to beat a dead horse, or beat a stubborn unicorn. Surrender the outcome, release your expectations of who they're going to be, where they're going to fall. They're trying to change, but they're being stubborn and the same at the same time, and it's a confusing bag. This has happened before. Things will come back around, so trust yourself and just keep on loving and being you, because there is good in there, and this is your sign to hang in there, but keep flowing and moving, all right? And don't let yourself be kind of the punching bag as they go through their little attitudes and growth acting out, all right? And sleep is a spiritual practice. So don't be up at night worrying about it, right? Get some rest. Okay, and I'm sorry, I'm not super peppy and energetic. I'm kind of just zoning into these as a spiritual practice, I guess, instead of sleep. We've been doing this for 44 minutes, 23 seconds. All right, for number 6. Oh, sorry, first, I feel like a big, big, juicy cluster amethyst on that one. I know I have the lights turned low, but all right, miracles now. If I want to feel supported, I must support myself. All right, so for those of you who chose number 6, you might be having to put boundaries. You might have to put boundaries on yourself and what you're expecting of your friends at this time, okay? So you guys might be crowdfunding, crowdsourcing, or just every time you bump your toe, it's like, everybody help me or you don't love me, and just very dramatically going between everyone helping you and being happy to like, oh my God, no one helps me, and just very. Yes, you might be expecting too much of people at a time where even if what you're asking isn't too much technically at this time with what's going on with your friends and what they're able to provide and where you are and what you should be able to do for yourself, it's too much, okay? You might need to remind some friends also too if you've been doing too much for them lately. Right, so let's see who are your friends and foes. Okay, so right away, Cancers, Leos, and Aries, and some Sagittarius, they're not, you're not in sync with them right now. There could be definitely a running over each other kind of feeling that's going, competing for goals. Like you just start competing when you're around them. You start feeling, you might feel beneath them. Like it's not a good feel right now. So give yourself some space. Let's see, Scorpios, Virgos, Taurus could be some very good energy right now for you to connect with. All right. Signs that are going to give you some space, signs that are going to expect you to power up and take care of yourself and know that you can. Family members are a great source of friendship for you right now and support, actually, of recuperation. These are friends too. If you have a friend that you've had for like 10 years, not the ones who you just tolerate and you're not actually friends with, even though you've like been friends for 13 years, but the ones who like they're good people. You might forget they're friends and like think they're your cousins because you've been they've been part of the family for so long. Those kind of friends. Cousins could be amazing at this time. And I feel like even new love options, you might need to tell them that you need to just be friends, but take the opportunity to move on. Because I see a lot of grief in the past, like particularly with like, yeah, it could be a fire sign kind of person or even a Cancer, where you're just kind of decimated trying to compete with them and try to be in their social sphere, and they just shut it down, and you feel really excluded. You might feel like you get zero recognition socially, but the energy is like you need a home base. You need to feel like you have this big extended family, like a big, when you watch those like big Greek wedding or like big Italian family kind of movies or whatever. Like that's what you need is a place of belonging. Not so much like everything out there and competing. Some of you might have really kind of ate it with trying to be friends with someone at work or somebody who's like they see it as you're in competition with them, and so it's not really working. Those of you who might work in the arts and have something where you're on stage, it's just very hard if you are in a competitive place with others that they're going to compete, or you, if you know yourself, you might be overly competing right now with others. That's why it's saying support yourself, step back. You have to give yourself that self-esteem, that love, and that support right now. All right, let's see who are your aces, your ride or dies. We have strength and the moon. These readings are so funny because energies are drawn to other signs and are drawn to us at like a given time based on a variety of factors. But we can often have a ton of one sign drawn to us, both good and bad at the same time. And some of these options have shown that. Like the last option had Leo and those signs as both good and bad. For you, Cancers and Leos are both good and bad at this time. So, because the Leos are here to teach you strength, inner fortitude, to support yourself, to trust in yourself, and the same with the Cancers, to get your intuition right, to learn where you emotionally manipulate or where you're codependent. That's where it's meant. That's like why they're meant to be here. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I can't stand these signs, or if you're okay with them but you're overly tolerating the negative energies, they're here so that you can learn and grow. But you definitely do have that are good, the moody ones, the moody Pisces as well, who are really good friends for you right now. This could be Leo moons, could be Cancer moons, could be Pisces moon, even Scorpio moon. But those signs are really going to be supporting you big time. They're helping you grow. They'll have your back in surprising ways, but they're going to be expecting you to do your work on yourself. So you might be like, no, they're not being my friend right now. Or moms, too. Moms are big. So you might be like, oh, they're not even being my friend right now. They're just, just mean. They're not understanding. Well, no, they're actually helping what's in your best interest right now, but they're like trying to get your tuchus going, right? All right, so your medicine right now. Look it. Aw, it's joy. So if you pick more than one and you also got the happiness one, really listen to that. Leos again could be huge for you, but this is why. You are working on solar plexus energy, right? You're learning on self-esteem, self-support, how amazing and strong you are. Some of you might feel like you're going through a time where like your family, you're having to move out from the family home, something of that nature, and so you're just feeling dramatic. You're feeling like, maybe you're competing with a sibling about it. Like that sibling does everything perfect and everyone loves them, and you're upset with your mom. Like they're helping you. They're really helping you. You might have an uncle or a brother being tough on you about it. This is for you to give into joy, though, the joy of knowing that you can stand, you can still be flexible. Look at this stem, but that you can stand on your own and create things and add your beauty to the world, which is beautiful. So, growth. There we go. There we go, little one. Oh my goodness. Growth. Some of you are stepping into motherhood too, and that's gonna be why you're having these pressures, and you're gonna have a lot of mom friends, could be big too at this time, and those and some of you gym friends too, those who like strength train. Growth. Seek out a mentor or guide. Take baby steps as you grow. Be willing to learn from others. So, mentors, yes, mom figures. Even if you're kind of reparenting yourself, that could be good. Some of you are quite acting like, little kids having tantrums. So you need someone who will reel that in constructively and help you. All right. So when you did have falling out with parents or felt like the loss of a home base, but there's beautiful friends who are going to be like family, and that's the amazing thing, is your friends are going to be like your family right now. So respect that and trust that and know that you can have them stick around, and invest in them accordingly. Let's see what I feel. I feel to put a sea urchin spine on there for you. All right, so you're for everybody, don't click off. For everybody, the overall energy message here is, when in doubt, I choose to see peace. So if you're like, oh, I don't know what they meant by that, or I don't know if these people like they ignore some of my posts. I don't know if they're thinking shitty about me. This is like, no. If you're in doubt, assume that everyone is just in love with you. Put out the energy that they're at peace with you, they adore you, they see you in a good way. And even if they don't, in your mind, all you need to know is how you think that they think of you. As long as you're protecting yourself, walking in a good way, using your discernment, it's not going to matter. All right. So don't worry about what's in everybody else's head and how they're writing you in their head. You choose peace. And that's going to allow you to do this. Six of Wands. Come back on your victory parade, right? Don't sit on your laurels and where things were awesome or good or bad in the past. This is let yourself be seen. So if you've been hiding yourself, overall, everyone has to get back into that sense where you feel good, you look good, you're happy, you're proud of yourself, and you're bouncing back and reconnecting with others, and that you're allowing yourself to have friends who are fans of you, and you're being fans of your friends, and you're supporting them, and you're letting them know how wonderful they are. And you're not thinking, oh, well, if I say this, then they're going to get too much attention, then I don't know if I'll have some. No, no, no. This is like, you're not even worried about that. You just totally, like, you choose peace. You see your friends the way that you wish someone would see you, in peace and love and empowerment. And this is why, because it's saying to sit in gratitude, right? Even though they're not exactly the same, they're not in the same phase of life, but it's just beauty and love. It's all love. You win, we win, right? Your baby, my baby. Peace. The oracle here is compassion. Be gentle with yourself. Forgiveness will set you free. See the light in yourself and others. Very, it's all tying together right here. They say treat your friends like your best paintings. Put them in the best light, right? And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. Friendship is work. You know, it takes dedication. It takes going through the ups and downs. But Eight of Pentacles is almost to Nine. It's like when you're so close to having personal perfection, your friendships are helping you work on yourselves. They're helping you know what you want to do in life, how you want to build your life, whether career or family or whatever. You know, they're really getting you to a place where you're healthy in mind, you know, where you're able to focus and communicate and create, and where you're healthy in body. So trust, because this is beautiful. If we all stayed in compassion and gratitude and peace and empowerment and success with each other, that's wonderful, all right? So that is your reading for Where Your Friends At. All right. So please take all of those messages, you know, take them in, whatever sound positive and negative, it's all good medicine. And let me know what ideas you have for the pick a card readings. All right. See you soon.